Hey everybody, John here. Today's video we're going to be making a Gated Trance Supersaw. So I think that's the closest name to the sound that I could find, but yeah, so this is what we're going to be making today. So yeah, basically just that type of sound. So open up a fresh instance of Sytrus and load up the default preset here. And we're going to dive into our first operator. And we're going to change this to a saw wave and bring this down 1 octave. So we have this right now. And let's go into our volume envelope, click this arrow here and go to create sequence. And this is what I've had before, so yours might look different, but the settings are basically dot, dot, and then and I have these two connecting right there, and then 4 more dots at the end. And feel free to play with these sliders here so it sounds a little more gatey if you bring it all the way down. Or you can have it be a little bit more of a, not a gate. So I had a pretty close. I don't think I had all the way down. It was somewhere around here, I think. But yeah, feel free to look at these settings and copy those down and then hit accept. And then one thing here, I'm sure there's a faster way, but click each one of these dots and hit none for all of them here, because you don't want to have them being an arpeggiator. So you just want to use this envelope as just a volume envelope, so a gate envelope is basically. So now we would have this. So let's copy this state here and go to operator 2 and then paste this state here as well. But for this operator, we're going to be going up to almost a square pulse wave, but in between this saw. So somewhere kind of around there or so. And then that one is going to sound like this. So let's take these out of the output and send them both through the filter, and then that is going to the output. And the filter here, we're going to go to vanilla low pass, alt 2, and then bring this cut up. So we have our filter. And then let's go to our main tab here, and then for the order, let's go up to 4. Let's bring the volume up here. And let's kind of play with the phase a little bit so it sounds how we want it to sound. Okay, that's kind of cool. And then this pitch knob here is going to basically determine how much of that detune that you want in here. So here's kind of maybe about the middle. And if we bring this up, you don't want to go obviously too high because it'll just sound bad, but anywhere between like 50 and between probably 50 and 78 or 77 is kind of a good range, good healthy range you want to stay within. Because here it still sounds detuned, but it still sounds okay. It's not too bad. And then what I kind of do here also in the EQ, let's go to Out plus Effects, and then let's turn this up a little bit here. And let's drag this till it says about 1K or so. Or 1.5. So we really get that presence out there. Because this type of sound is basically going to be dominating the mix for the most part. So it's pretty intense. And then for this peaking one here, I kind of maybe go around towards between 200 and 300 and cut out that mud. Because if we push it, this is what we're going to be taking away. That almost sounds like there's a blanket over the sound, so let's drag that down just a little bit. So we're only going down maybe by 2 dB or so, just to take that top or that low end mud out of there. Because you got to remember too, you're probably going to be having kicks behind there as this is. And then a bass over that, and who knows what else you're going to have in there. So it's always good to take that low end mud out of there. So that's so far without any effects added. So let's go into our effects and let's turn this up to maybe 60 or so percent. Whoops, we're going back to chorus here. We're going to be taking that down to 0. And then for our first delay, let's turn this on. And then let's see how this sounds. And bring that volume down just a little bit. And then our second delay, turn that on and then turn this to 2. And then turn this to Pong. And something that I think is actually kind of cool with this patch as well. So if we go to our first delay, drag this slider here up just a little bit, and then on the second one, drag the slider down just a little bit right there. And then it kind of gives our delays a little bit more character. So let's go over here and turn on the reverb with tempo, and then drag this color all the way up to warm. And that's basically all this patch is. Feel free to change this pitch knob if you want to. If you want to make this even better, if you want to spend the time to it, you can also go into the cutoff and kind of do like an LFO kind of movement thing. So the cutoff kind of moves with the beat. So we could even do this kind of like with an envelope, for example. So if we did something like this here, let's kind of go like that. Make a shape, something like this. Let's delete that. And then maybe somewhere right there, see how this sounds. So this will be our sustain loop end here, which I just unchecked that by mistake. And then this is going to be our loop start. So if we turn this on here, so that's the type of effect. Obviously, you probably want to have this maybe a little bit faster. Let's see something like this. How this would be. So that's something you can also do to add some character to it. I didn't do it here because I didn't think it was really necessary that much for this kind of thing. So let's try this new patch here with the with what we made before. So I'll grab these chords here, I'll cut those, and then I'll paste those into the new one. And so that's this patch in a nutshell. Something that might also make it sound a little bit better too is to use an external reverb. I'm a big fan of Valhalla reverb myself, so if you guys haven't gotten that one, you totally should. It's very affordable and it's great. I haven't really used much other reverbs since I've gotten that, so something to think about and something to check out. So thank you for watching, and I hope to see you guys in the next video.